The South Americans fresh off of a knockout blow thrown by none other than their North American rivals Cloud9 and now thrust back into the fray. They now face none other than Na'Vi off their victory. We've already kicked off the day versus Virtus.pro. This is a big one. SK down 0-1 from Cloud9, one of the arguably easier opponents they would face in this group. And we've just started. I say we, Yanko and Natu are joining me. Gents, we are back into it. And Na'Vi SK, always seen as one of those big ones, those headline acts. In fact, we talked about it in the pre-match as to why, but I do think it's worth rehashing just a little bit. Getting to see SK, who are now even more hungry for the win, go up against a Na'Vi, which we've just seen are on form. What do you make of it? I mean, Na'Vi look good versus Virtus.pro.
They've definitely looked better than they have in Vegas, right? But SK is a whole different beast to deal with. That team, even with changing players, even with having issues, they just continuously make top 4 at pretty much every tournament. So if you want to look at a recent game, look at Vegas, and a very exciting first map, and, you know, not so exciting second map. If you want to go deep, Alex, if you want to go down the memory lane, you go back to last year Katowice and that amazing semi-final that we already mentioned with all those cheeky overpass boosts we saw. So whenever these two teams meet, you can expect some really high-powered CS.
And a high-powered CS from SK Natu is what I want to be exploring first, just because, I mean, they have made a recent roster change. It's safe to assume there's going to be a period where we give them some leeway.
Yeah, I mean, you always kind of do, right? But I mean, SK is one of the most hard-working teams individually as a unit. When you look at them play, it's just the finesse they have in everything in their fundamentals, the executes they do, the timings, everything, even after-plan situations. It seems to me like they even have protocols for almost every situation, it feels like. And at its best, it is like a machinery that is just very hard to stop. But there's obviously going to be these moments of disparity when you've just changed the player, you're trying to reinvent yourself a little bit, you're trying to come up with things that is comfortable for the team and the new individual within it. So, you know, take with a pinch of salt when it comes to individual scorelines in the best of ones, like we just saw against Cloud9.
Yeah. Now, Yanko, I'll let you expand upon that, but I do want to make sure we have plenty of time to focus on Na'Vi's playstyle as well.
Yeah, well, Na'Vi, before with Zeus, they were known as a very methodical team, slow pace, taking map control. That was their biggest flaw, right? They were predictable in a sense that you knew that they were never going to end rounds early, so you could save your utility against them. Then that's changed slightly over time. They were adjusting. Then they brought in Simple. So, but now you see them at times maybe playing a bit too fast. You know, that was an issue in Vegas. They would seem to get frustrated at times because they were losing some silly rounds. Then people were trying to do things too much by themselves. In the game we just saw against VP, though, they looked great. They were really good at changing the pace, as Yona pointed out, understanding that when the slow pace doesn't work, when VP was saying utility, okay, we need to speed it up, this isn't working. So it seems like right now they're looking more coordinated and more on the same page than they have recently.
It's going to be, I mean, it's so crazy we're at this point now at the start of the year where there is just so many wait and see, give it time. All of these changes that have been made to the higher echelons of Counter-Strike do seem like we're waiting to see progress bloom, and already we are, you know, we're heading towards March, the 3rd month of the year, and already we're seeing that growth that we asked for at the start of it. Now, though, Vitos, we have to talk about it because you've already highlighted when these meet, it is explosive. We saw that incredible overtime over in Vegas on Mirage. You've already highlighted as well that at the major they did encounter one another as well. That was Dust 2, of course, not available this time. So as the best of one roll in, I'll let Yanko kind of think out loud for us.
I mean, this is interesting because SK, I think they made a blunder in the veto against Cloud9, letting Nuke through, because in the end it was between Cobble and Nuke. Cloud9 left it in. SK had the choice of the map, and there's no way Cloud9 leaves Nuke in because that was their permaban. So they were like, oh yeah, let's play Nuke. Cloud9 doesn't play it that much. And apparently Cloud9 put in a lot of work on the map. So as we can see it here with these two teams, they share the map pool to an extent. Seems like SK was perfectly fine with leaving Inferno in as the last two maps. And we get Overpass, which is again, we talked about last year, IEM Katowice, right? The crazy game. So it tells you in itself that this is a map that's good for both teams and they'll both be comfortable playing it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we saw these two teams play Overpass. Columbus was the last time they actually played this very map. That's a while ago. That's for certain.
That's a year.
That's been a year. And now they're about to clash on it again. It doesn't feel like a year for sure.
Yeah.
Guys, the teams are actually ready. They're begging to play. They're chomping at the bit. So let's just jump straight into it. We know it's going to be close. I don't even think we need predictions. You guys can let us know, though, over at ESLCS on Twitter what you think's going to go down, because your casters are ready, and so are we. Let's kick off Na'Vi and SK.
It's Group B, Henry, and I'm starting to believe. Overpass, Na'Vi, SK, what a reunion at IEM Katowice.
Absolutely. SK Gaming just losing to Cloud9 as well. Na'Vi taking down VP. This group has got very interesting indeed. I'm going to predict right now, we're kind of talking about it, one of the big names isn't going to make it through. This game will be indicative as to whether SK can do it. If they lose this, they're in a world of trouble.
Imagine it's Virtus Pro that doesn't, the one time they're the favorite coming into their home event. I mean, this is a very, very, very difficult group. Na'Vi, SK, both teams, I shouldn't say both teams, 0-1 SK, 1-0 for Na'Vi. A little bit upset of what we would have expected against Virtus Pro, especially on Train, but SK Cloud9 as well. That's a big time.
So big on Cloud9.
Mix up for the group.
Well, let's get into this one then, shall we? It's going to be Na'Vi starting on the T side here. 2 smokes, 3 sets of armor, and looks like a fast play towards B. We have got aggression though from the CTs coming in. It's going to be simple to open things up though. He finds Fur, and Phelps, he'll have to retreat at this point as his teammate drops, and he takes quite a lot of damage in the process as well.
I will say as well, oh, cold. What a shot on Guardian. Taco slipped out from Monster. Great start. Down goes Flamey. And he'll fall back into the site. Smart awareness. They jump up. Spot simple as well. Won't give him a chance to get the headshot. Edwards tagged to 50. SK's been wrecking everyone in practice. That was what was told. Watch the push out right now from Taco, or from Phelps at long, because they have a man advantage. They've lost one in Fur. If he gets caught here, there's no need for it. He's got a lot of information, but he needs to be very careful. Point I was going to make, they've been wrecking everyone in practice, but Cloud9, Jordan this morning jokingly said, we beat them in a scrim, that means we'll beat them in the match. And turns out he was right. Flash goes over, Cold's covered off, boost up, playing a passive hold. Phelps is getting closer to flanking out right now on towards Edwards' position at Bathrooms, tags him to 35. But that's going to hold them stationary. Bombs in B. Plant comes through, Simple's got the shot. There's a chance Na'Vi turn the round. Edwards going to give up on the fight to get over to support them more likely in toward water position. He's got a Tech 9 to do so. And Simple still doing battle from far against Taco. He's tagged him down to 62. Better shot from Fallen at window, but that leaves him open to seize. It's a Glock up close, but down he goes. Fallen repeaks it. Great edge shot. He finds 2. And Edward has to pull the Tech 9 Superman style back to the site. Tag up, take down Phelps, low HP. Might get Taco as well, but Taco just barely hits the headshot.
Very, very tense round indeed. It kicks off with the aggression from SK Gaming. They lose the first frag as well. Na'Vi go 1 man up, then towards the B side they go in. And to be fair, I feel like C's had to do a little bit better there, given the opportunity to take down Fallen in Heaven. If he finds that kill, I'm almost certain they're going to win that round. Superman player is quite standard for Edward on the T-pistol. He can't manage to finish the round off though. The bomb gets planted, so we'll see the 4 spy coming in the 3rd round of the AK-47s. This should be quite a clean eco for the terrorist overall as we enter round number 2. So some Deagles, PD-50s, no nades, and they'll just try to see whether they can open things up. There shouldn't be too much aggression coming from the CTs here. Holding back with the rifles they've got. They've actually got 2 of those. No 5 UMP buys this time from SK Gaming. And you can see C's just exploring towards a short tunnel there. Flamey trying to get some intel towards long. Doesn't find anything, so maybe that'll be the call for his teammates to come join him. But all of a sudden, first turned up, and it's a big grenade coming in their favor.
First still peeking out. Na'Vi taking the map control. Getting down toward long. But with just pistols, no armor, no smoke. It's not about execution at this point in time, quite clearly. Meanwhile, Cold will get stationary behind the door. Should it open, bomb down Taco. That should do the round itself. Simple's remaining with the deagle. He could do further damage, but round itself, I think, is firmly in the hands of SK. So 2-0 start CT side. And there it is for that far onto Simple.
The good news is SK Gaming keep 5 players alive. The bad news is the AK-47s are coming out this round, and Na'Vi will be able to get 2 UMPs and Fallen's MP9 as well. Will they decide to upgrade any of those weapons? Yet to be seen. The MP9 is dropped on the floor, but it's being thrown around to Fur, who's got the best spawn right now. So that suggests to me he was going to go towards Connector, decides better of it, dropped it in spawn, and he'll be losing the good spawn he had, but maybe just holding in the bathrooms at this point where Siri decides to end up here. Decent smoke towards middle, and could just push through this. He's currently in no man's land. Nothing really given away by the T's just yet. They've got 2 smokes to work with. They only have a pretty standard default for now. Edward working their way towards Party. Flamey watching towards long. CTs will be having quite an aggressive stance off B though. You can see Cold Zero's position. He's actually pushed out of the B site, baited in by Taco as well. So they're trying to take over this part of the map and see if anyone comes through the connector.
First still inside of bathrooms, back turned, needs to realize now that he's got problems in behind. Guardian misses some shots though that would have easily taken him down. He's around 40 HP, he'll smoke himself off. Problem is they're getting up long as well, so he's got no backup plan. Far removed from the action, Fallen waits inside of the site. Fur has to fight himself out of this with an MP9 against armored players. Timing is off, down he goes. Cold Zero manages from range to take out Simple at the very least, but Phelps goes back and aggressive. I have to say, Phelps I thought at Vegas was decent with his aggression, but that time getting caught out. A bit late to the action. Might have served better to fall back because they give up the A site. Bomb gets in position in the inside of the boxes so as to be safe, and because they have not cleared bathroom, keeps in mind they're coming in from long that position. Guardian getting Taco. Cold last alive round done. Na'Vi's going to pick this one up.
Yeah, it was always going to be a rough round for SK Gaming coming in with those 3 SMGs there. They try to push off towards B, but unfortunately it's Flamey and Co going towards long, the best place to go, and you know the SMGs are up as well. Use that range advantage, and Flamey, he finds 2 stellar headshots there. Nothing really much that SK can do about it. He'll be the last player remaining, that's Cold Zera, and he gets taken down as well. 4 players surviving for Na'Vi. The money should be in a decent position still though for the CDs going forward. He certainly gets some rifles up, but here's the replay of Flamey's kills. The second one sounded extra crispy. There it is. Phelps gets his head blown off. So the buy comes in for SK. They have 4 rifles this time. Taco's still on the UMP. Not necessarily a bad thing, but we'll see whether he can do anything with it. Opts for a bit more utility.
Edward, with Flamey in front, starts to push in through short pipe. Cold Zero. Bypass the Flame to go toward Monster, but Flamey's gonna go fast. Na'Vi's gonna go very aggressive. Cold's got no idea, doesn't expect it, and Guardian finds Taco at barrels. That's impressive. That's authoritative from Na'Vi.
This is just like, this is an example of how Na'Vi have changed their playstyle. They were known to be this really slow, methodical team for so long. No one expects them to play like this. Now the addition is simple. They've changed their mentality, and they're happy to bring rounds like this to the table. The CTs are going to be low. They probably don't have incendiaries as well. Fast B play as well. No one saw it coming. One player watching towards the monster tunnel gets his head blown off, and then actually round over as quickly as that. That was very fast indeed, and Na'Vi looking very confident as they actually managed to pull 2 rounds together. Fur and Phelps desperately trying to hold on to their M4s here, but Fur will find one, takes down Guardian. Looks like they might be able to save these weapons. Still Fur being chased down by Flamey right now. He's coming in from bank and going very slowly indeed, but he could just find him here. The timing's going to be a little bit off. And so they will be surviving with both their weapons, but a lovely round there from Na'Vi. Great to see that working so well. And very fast indeed. You can see the CDs didn't really have enough to work with it to hold it off. No initial smokes or Molotovs to actually hold off the terrorists.
So fast spawn for Phelps this time onto the M4. One of the 2 rifles. Let's see if he gets anything out of this. Smoke down, jump up on bench, spot above it from the railing. He Actually, he's just going to hold station and wait in that position with Fur down below him. They want to try and get trades boost up, though. 3-man boost found by Flamey, and they're going to know that means it's a 3-man. Flamey hears it happening, and therefore, wrapping into the site, past the sandbags. Edward's able to get on the platform, take down Fallen. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, they're just looking emphatic right now, not wasting any time whatsoever. Straight in towards B. SK trying to get that boost, the 3-man boost. It's a little bit tricky to get going. Find that first kill, and as soon as they see that, Na'Vi just think, okay, we know where 2 more players are going to be. Let's rush in, stop them. But the rifle's still surviving once again. Is that the Flamey, Edward, and Guardian trying to hunt them down? Bomb planted, round will be going in their favor. And SK trying to hold on to these weapons.
I have to say as well, this pace set from Na'Vi is going to start to make SK do something to halt it, which means putting out a lot of utility early, which then means they can go back to the execution style immediately.
Well, they've got the Guardian AWP now, so they can certainly do that. Slow things right down, allow him to open up the map, try and see if the cities try and counter it at all. Oh, one of the players goes down the bomb radius as well, so that's a bit of a shocker for him. He almost was certain to save the weapon at that point. And you can see, this is the point what I'm talking about. So they see that boost come in. Nice reaction to pick up the kill. That's Flamey, but you know there's going to be 2 players there. So his teammate can go concentrate on that area straight away. There it is. Edward with the pre-fire. Really good counter-strike. Good communication overall, and he finds both frags. So this does look like a pretty much full investment from the CTs. They get 4 rifles here, one of which is, well, 5 rifles, one of which is a FAMAS. 1 defuse kit, no AWP yet, and it's going to be Phelps. Aggressive once again towards Playground. Joined by a teammate as well. A little boost coming in here. Can be very effective indeed, but they have been spotted. Can't nail that shot though. Phelps maybe does a little bit of damage towards Guardian. The nade tickles him as well, down to 43 HP.
For smoke in front, looks for an opening onto Edward. Manages the headshot, tapping still. Crouch down, flash out, stay alive. Smoke to his left will protect him a little bit longer, and Phelps is there to try and get a trade should it present itself, and Fur's done very well to pick up a second headshot kill, and Guardian now brings the AWP into the equation, but Fur's gone forward and caught off. Simple finds Guardian. Fur with 4 and seized. Now left in a 1 versus 5. Starts to head back towards Squeaky Door. Phelps wants to open that up, and he's going to slip back the short pipe and maybe catch Phelps off. Fur, meanwhile, sits with the op picked up from Guardian and just waits at the park, because that'll be carried over and brought into the arsenal that the CTs have in the next round.
Fur's been in some phenomenal form recently, and that is testament to that. That was incredible. Pushing towards middle, 4 kills by himself. 5-on-1 now. Sees he gets an opening frag here. Every kill he gets, considering the economic situation with the CTs, is important. And he's going to smoke off towards the CT entrance, but unfortunately for him, Cold Zera is waiting towards short. Ties things up at 3-3. What a round from Fur. I'm sure we'll get a replay of that momentarily. They were up against it then, didn't have the utility or the AWP to work with. That big play from Fur, 4 kills in total, shuts down Na'Vi, and they managed to pick up the AWP in the hands of Fallen now. So this one they can start to stabilize. They've lost 3 rounds in a row, but Fur has given them a bit of a lifeline here. They managed to keep 4 players alive in that previous round.
Guardian with his op, fast to the stairs, waiting for the push. Looks above the smoke already, but no one there this time. It's Simple down below. This has been his standard position to start off the rounds for Na'Vi as well. Inside of the hallways. The lower tunnels, seized. Face Fallen, shot through, no contact. And the smoke out in front of Simple means he can't open the door and try and catch Fallen as he drops back into the site. So he'll safely retreat. Cold stays inside of construction. And he'll anchor the position. Meanwhile, wow, Edward nails Fur. Speaking of the form, second time he's been caught toward the bathroom position, and now they clear that. They'll be able, with a slower pace, to start executing. Phelps stays inside of the site, and he's got to stand up and impress at this point.
Well, they've got control of the map. Fallen has rotated from B towards the bank area. He has got vision for now if he wants to face towards long, and he probably has to, all things considered. They've lost that man advantage, and Fallen, he's on the A side, doesn't commit just yet, and back towards B we go. Seeds has been waiting in Monster Tunnel this entire time. We can see CD's pushed off towards B, though. They're actually going to be towards the water area. Falling back, though, they don't feel safe. They know they're vulnerable if monster attack does come in, so they have to kind of reposition, set themselves up, seeing as they lost Fallen now. And this should be a big execution coming in. I can see Simple holding towards the A side of the map, just watching Connector. Will he show any presence? That's yet to be seen. A sees. Decent flashbang from Taka, but Flamey takes him down.
And in the site they go. Behind in the water position. Cold now in pit. Has to cover off. Fallen from window, though, gets Guardian before the smoke blooms. Ball not yet planted. On top of the railing instead. Seized wants to get vision, but Cold is still wreaking havoc and finds yet another bomb. Did get planted inside of the smoke, but they go down a man. They can back away. That's their one saving grace. And Simple's going to try and do battle with Phelps. Door open. He's just pulling Simple out of the equation. Phelps If he doesn't win this frag, needs his teammates to take advantage of the space created. Missed Molotov. Edwards just put himself out of the equation. Now they can push onto the site. They've got to take advantage of the situation, and Cold will capitalize on Edward. They know where Simple is, but Cold is alone, fallen behind, is fallen down. It's going to have to be Cold to push. Simple's got Phelps, low HP on Cold, but what a shot, USP! Does he have the time?
He's got it.
Just barely, he's gonna grab this with the kit. That is so close, and he's got that, but what a clutch. Simple, you would have thought had that with the low HP, but what a shot from Cold as well.
Yeah, you could see he knew he had a few bullets left in the AK. If it switches to the Glock, just needed to hit maybe even a burst, then would have been perfect, but he can't do it. He did such a good job of actually doing damage and holding one of the CD players towards connector as well. As soon as his teammate goes down there, that's a really tricky situation. Almost did it. There was about a second to spare there, and it's going to be SK Gaming picking up a very valuable round indeed, but that is a huge reinvestment from the CTs. Their money is by no means stable. So we're going to round number 8. Fast play from Na'Vi this time once again. It's going to be focusing towards long, but we have got Fur. He's actually pushed up towards Party. He actually could get behind all of them here. Gets the first frag and almost gets the second as well, where Flamey takes him down. Fast play coming from Fallen as well, trying to stop any rotating players from that connector position. Flamey still has positional control towards long, but Phelps is coming into challenge. Flamey's so scary in this position, but it's going to be Guardian to take down Fallen. Flamey as well, like I said, very good at that rock area.
So Simple down toward the stairs with Cold. That's Taco at jungle. He wants to get a little bit closer with the silenced M4, but if he goes too far out, good position from C's to catch him off. Bomb's heading back in that direction. Cold is going to peek out at the right time to spot Flamey, but Bomb bypasses, and Guardian will commit onto the site with only Taco remaining. He's caught, downed by C's in the end as they get aggressive, and it's a 1 versus 3 retake for Cold Zero. Bomb's going to be planted pillar as well. C's greets him. Good read to get aggressive before Cold's even set and ready for the attack.
This should be a pause, I think, at this point for SK Gaming. It's getting a bit rough now. They win 2 rounds in a row, but it seems like Na'Vi have full control of that previous round, looking very promising indeed. Aggressive, fast play coming in time and time again. Flamey lining up the scoreboard as well. Same with Edward. He's actually on 7 frags leading the charge. Guardian hasn't had to do too much as we go into presumably an eco situation overall for SK Gaming. You can see Na'Vi reading that situation quite nice. It's going to be Edward with the MAC 10, Flamey with the UMP. Just be able to mow down these unarmored players, and CT's trying to do what they can towards middle, but denied any sort of vision towards mid. Edward now presumably flashed around the corner with the first kill here, but CT's a little bit further back as we get into round number 9 here. Phelps, he'll be pushing off towards short. CZ in hand, and quite an aggressive stance here with the CTs, trying to need to make something happen, but
Phelps. Oh, the timing was there. Simple was spraying toward the stairwell instead, but snaps back in time and takes down Phelps with a mere 4 HP left. The last possible second that he could have survived. Flamey's going to spot out for do further damage in toward the bathrooms. Take him down as he tries to re-peek. P250 in hand. Saving Grayson. This is that Fallen steps out. That's going to distract Edward. And they could take advantage of this with Cold's position. He's hoping they're going to walk in. Shadow shown. Headshot found. Great play. Knows Guardian's out toward long. Can't necessarily get a gun. That's amazing. Can't get a gun, but drive-by shooting on a pixel that he spots the 4 HP of Simple. That now gives them a hefty advantage, but he didn't actually grab anything on the way by because he was hesitant to push any further. So they'll stay on the pistols, and it's Seized and Guardian that have to make this play.
still no weapons picked up for SK Gaming. They have the man advantage, sure, but a lot of work to do here. Good news is for them, 25 seconds remaining, and Guardian and Seized, they do have full HP. We'll see where they can make their way on towards this A site. Slowly does it. Guardian checking out the close range encounters as well. Take rotating towards B. So two players waiting towards this A side, but one player very low indeed. That's fallen. He's been dropped, and that should cue for the bomb to go down. Oh, okay, Cold Zero still doing work.
Cold's doing work with the pistol. 4 kills. Incredible. And that's, I know it's 4 HP, but just running and gunning. Nails Simple after a smart positional play. And you have to include Fallen in this. He gets the first kill, distracts enough that they bait him, that baits in the Na'Vi players toward Cold. And in the end, you just mentioned SK needed to call a timeout, things getting rough, economy going away. Na'Vi's definitely been dictating the pace of this game. Well, that's a big win for SK to grab because it gets them guns back up immediately, and money's not great on the Na'Vi side now.
Yeah, that's pretty much a full eco as well. But we go into round number 10. There's going to be guns available for both sides here. AWP for Fallen, of course, and C's looking to get this jump shot. coldzera could meet his maker there, but unfortunately, C's can't land the shot just yet. Still going for it, though, even though he knows he's there. Interesting decision. No one taking any damage just yet. Actually, goes down to 93. I guess a shot through the wooden board there. Took him down, but SK for now have the lead. UMP, Galils, and the AWP glass cannon for Guardian here.
He's holding off inside of construction. Smoke goes out on the sandbag. Simple's already cleared out inside of the door. Do they go for the boost? As Simple gets closer, they certainly will. See the window. Does he go for more spots? Barrel's no one there. Hold the crosshair, ready and waiting for either position to be occupied by moving CTs. I think he would have been able to spot his footsteps there. You're right, Cold gets a Molotov out. That's going to give him a position to try and get a shot on Simple, but he's outdone. And the headshot from the AK now means the entrance is possible. They've already got in from Monster. Edward is inside of the site with Flamey and Guardian all on the ramp. But a good shot, Phelps. Buy back a little bit of space. Second one as well in the window. Good timing on rotation from Phelps to be in the position he is. And although Simple gets fur back, it still makes problems because Taco's now found two. It's all the Guardian, 1 versus 3. He's got to pick his peak perfectly. And Peter Piper picked the wrong side that time, but Guardian does find Taco as he looks back to the left. Knows there was 2 inside the window as well, but where have they gone? Smoke will confirm 1, another flash, but that is far too swift from Phelps. 3 kills on rotation from him.
You could see how difficult that was for Guardian. As soon as the bullet hits him, he's got no armor as well. His crosser shoots up into the air, can't nail that first shot. 3 versus 1 certainly was possible, but it will be SK Gaming taking another round away from Na'Vi. 2 in a row now. Bomb going down. I think they have to be eco at this point, but Phelps, he looked very good from that heaven position as well. Normally that should be Smoke, but Na'Vi just didn't have enough to work with there. He finds 2 kills. Taco with the AK play as well from the CT entrance, and it's now we're over the partial by how much investment they brought into this. Only a second stage loss bonus, taking himself down to about $1,000 each, so not the greatest situation for Na'Vi here. SK Gaming with quite a dominating lead now. B-Rush comes in, presumably double AWP setup. Could be interesting. Good flashbangs come in, but a stronger nade from Taco. All that damage.
Cold waiting as well for the entry. Gets 1. Taco. A nice shot from a pistol. Seized. Gets Phelps back this time at the window on his rotation falling. Takes over the spot instead. Big miss. Low HP. Edward just wants to get the bomb down. He will, and then he will perish to the fate of coldzera. So now they start to get a bit of a stretch. If Na'Vi go up 2-0 this early in the morning, they're in a great position in this group, but conversely, if SK go down 0-2, they're in an absolutely abysmal situation.
Considering they lost to Cloud9, SK desperately need the win here. Na'Vi beating VP, that was, I guess, above and beyond what we expected considering their current form. That game was always going to be very good, but VP, they looked very flat in the second half. I'm surprised Na'Vi took that away so easily in that second sector of the game, but we go into round number 12 here. A pause comes in, and I'm going to have a look who called that. It's going to be Seized that did, but they have lost 3 rounds in a row now. Current scoreline 7-4. Gives a chance for StarX to chime in and work out what's going wrong here. How are they getting shut down? To be fair, that big round from SK with the P250 of coldzera, that's obviously been influential. That's affected them going forward. Simple's been very good so far. Seems very confident in his gameplay. They were dictating the pace early on, but now it seems like SK Gaming are starting to arrive here. In terms of the AWP play, we talked about Fallen having a very quiet tournament in Vegas overall. He's hardly arrived here as of yet. We normally know him on this map to be nuts, very aggressive, finding all the opening kills all over the place, but so far he's on 5 for 6. He's at the bottom of the score for his team. And I'm sure, like we said it earlier as well, it's the early stages of the group stage. It's going to be absolutely fine going forward, but 7-4, and pause comes in.
Bomb goes down in the corner. Simple. Gets to the corner.
Love this boost.
Yep, Phelps can see that short tunnel if they walk through toward construction. Simple's been there every single round. We already talked about that, but Edward, he finds the first kill on coldzera, who wants to play at the bathroom position and get aggressive.
He had the AWP as well. This was a double AWP setup for SK Gaming, so that's a huge pickup for Edward to take in this stage of the round. Just 1 minute 20 remaining as well. 2 players dedicated towards the connector area. Simple though, great form right now. Can't find Fur. Does considerable damage, but that's all he'll do. And Edward looking to get the rotating players here. At least they have information that 2 are on connector.
Seized now is the one to resume action inside of the underpass position. Bomb is still down toward T stairs. Edwards cleared from Fountain. He goes in, finds inside of the smoke. Down goes Phelps, down goes Fur. Good find. And Na'Vi takes a two-man advantage on that alone. Flank out Taco. Catches Guardian, and the important part of this is that he now has the bomb. Taco, he'll get smoked off, but C's can't afford to take this fight alone. Just grab the bomb, but takes considerable damage. It's Fallen's op now that also gets aggressive. So this is site sides given up. Na'Vi's going to have access to both A or B, but Fallen and Taco want to try and play a full flank game to catch them off. Taco's a little bit too quick to try and do so. And Fallen now has a harsh decision to make. 43.50 save. There's 3 on the team that will have money. There's 2 that won't. So saving the op would buy them into a full round in the next. At the same time, he knows Na'Vi is very light on economy. Any gun taken away is a win.
Edwards, 4 kills this round, completely locking down SK Gaming. Looking for the ace right now. Fallen will indeed be saving the AWP, and Fallen, he can save his weapon. The team should be in a decent financial situation. Taka is actually down to $500. Similar story for Phelps as well. If he keeps that weapon in, Fallen can drop and gives his position away slightly there, but that means the T's have to run through that smoke, so they decide to do it. I'm not sure they will. Seize the AWP certainly can't justify that decision, but he is being pincered in by Flamey as well, but Fallen might have done just enough here. And he will survive, so they should be able to get a buy together here. Yeah, it's okay. It should be a decent situation for Fallen dropping a weapon. But after losing 3 in a row, Na'Vi take the pause. They managed to arrive back on the scoreboard here, 7-5. Certainly still is a CT-sided map, but these kind of matchups are very difficult to give that any weight. Can go either way. Phelps back towards the Famas this time, and Guardian looking to get a little bit aggressive towards Connector. This has been a problem from them. CT's overwhelming them in this position so far. Not going to be the case this time, though. It's actually going to be empty for them, and Seized once again goes to that shot as Caldera jumps up, but can't land it once again.
Crosses, smoke down. Fires in, hoping to find someone on the opposing side, but will not do so. Fallen this time plays flower pots. We know AWP for him is very powerful on the A side. I have to say, Na'Vi's kind of perhaps played away from that, aside from one round where they got early aggression in bathrooms and then had so much room to work with. They haven't really faced off against Fallen in that position. Rotation back around from Flamey, bomb in hand. Leaves that for Seized, and they'll go try and work picks once more on the B site.
Yeah, they'll be making their way back towards the B side for sure. They have got the smokes, the Molotovs required as well. Good news is for SK Gaming, though, they still have the incendiaries. Very key towards the end of the round to lock out the execution that could be coming in. Guardian, though, he'll be rotating all the way from T-spawn, so they have to wait for a little bit here. Start lining themselves up for smokes, but we'll have the CT setup here. They do have Caldera, Taco, and Phelps on this side of the map. Caldera ready for the execution. Incendiary should redrop momentarily, and here comes the commitment from the T side.
Tapping in underneath of the bomb site of Phelps Cole because he knows his teammate. Phelps has gone down. Good find. Spotting the bomb carrier. Nearly spotted from his left. Timing everything, but Simple again will annihilate Cold. Headshot as he jumps up on top of the pallets. And with the smokes out, easy bomb plant position. Lovely shot from Fallen. Takes Guardian. It's 11 HP on Edward. It's 28 on Simple. The advantage for SK in terms of duels, but not with time. Bomb still ticking. 2 kits in play. One of them is Fallen, who's still waiting at window to try and find an opportunity. The longer he waits, we just saw a snippet of it. The sooner this becomes a possibility, Edward on the 11 HP finds the opening. Flamey's going to close it out inside of the water.
Beautiful stuff there from Edward. Low HP, knows he has to make something happen there. Goes to the backstab. The long play from CT Spawn as well comes in. Takes down Fallen. A huge scalp to take. Manages to recover the AWP as well, so that's Na'Vi breaking the economy. As I was about to say, as I was building up, this is one of the biggest rounds of the game so far. Both teams are breaking point towards the B side. The full execution comes in. It's Simple doing another great job there as he makes his way towards that B side. SK Gaming down to PT50s and CZs. We saw them win a round like this previously, so don't discount them just yet. As Simple making his way towards Connector once more, and he's going to have some company. Fur and Phelps waiting for him on the other side with Desert Eagles and the CZ.
Flames down. Fur able to evade them by getting in the corner, and Phelps sets a crossfire above with the CZ-75 coming in from the upper position. Simple finds one, Simple backs away, 4 HP. Second time he's been dealt down to that by pistols, but still prevails. Guardian, meanwhile, does go down to Fallen. The last time Simple had 4. Cold Zero ran by and just found a beautiful shot from this position. No Fallen to bait Cold, and it does look a mirror image based on the setup right now, though, doesn't it? They'll have to consider, or do they? Again, Cold hits it. Where's the drive-by? 4 HP, Simple. It's the exact same thing. As Fallen goes back up to get the information, he's annihilated by Flamey. I don't think with the smokes down that Cold will be quite so fortunate this time by.
Well, a little bit of deja vu coming in, but the man advantage does lie with Nadas Vincere at this point. coldzera looking deadly though with this pistol. Will have another chance to get a kill here. Spots it, can't land the shot.
Sees him a second time, knows he's still pursuing inside of the bathrooms. This is quite clever, actually. He'll expect Cold to have cowered inside of the site with only a pistol. He could catch him off, misses the first shot, still lands it. Turns back and Simple's there, the 4 HP. Cold could have hit that, but the op gets the shot, and if he hit that, he picks up an AK immediately to his left, which he just took down. And it would be a 1 versus 2 in favor of SK. Now it's Taco, B site, bomb going A. And I'm not sure that there's enough in that to win the round.
That was the chance right there. Another 4 HP opportunity for coldzera. 1 bullet would have done him. But Simple, he nails the shot and gets his 3rd kill of the round, and with that AWP as well. Taco now should be out of this one. Simple's going a little bit crazy here. I can see, yeah, that wasn't really required. Considering the bomb is down as well, he's actually given them the AWP away, and Taco still has ground to try and win this round. We'll have a look how this 1v1 situation plays out. Flamey's right there. No scope could come in, but Flamey does hit the headshot. Could have gone either way, to be fair. I'm not sure I agree with Simple's decision with going towards bank like that, especially with such low HP. If I'm the player remaining there, I'm maybe even saving that AWP going into this round, but went for the win and certainly was possible. 7-7. Now they tie things up. We go into the final round here. The first half will be 4 and 4s, and Phelps on that Famous. No kits available. Navi certainly with the upper hand here, and Guardian, he'll have to do some magic with the AWP. He's actually going to be heading in towards Monster Tunnel, seeing if there's any aggression in the CTs once again. And we'll have Taco playing towards the barrels area, and Flamey looking ruthless once more, but Phelps takes him down.
Simple's trying to find an angle as well on top of the railing, has a bit of an issue. And the fact that they are occupying the stairs, Phelps is there, smoke down, he's gonna push in. That's the problem, because now he goes down. It's not Simple, it's Edward instead, but Simple still has the same issue. He might catch off Phelps, who won't expect him to be here, but does peek it, does spot him. And well found from SK, well struck. This should go 8-7, they should pick up the half, but 8-7 overpass, it's all to play for. You mentioned it, SK need this win.
Absolutely. Well, Phelps this time, he's the hero for SK Gaming. Gets towards that connected position again. It seems to be eluding Na'Vi every single time. They're going towards B, trying to focus on that fast play once again. Phelps opens the door, finds Flamey, and then 2 more ensuing terrorists coming in as well. But Guardian, he's now giving his position away. He does take down Phelps in the process, but now the operation trying to save. Actually, it's the last round. Might as well try and win. It's pretty much impossible. Take that back, but he'll be finishing the round off there. 8-7 in favor of SK. They opened up with a rough tournament and a rough result against Cloud9, but SK Gaming seem to be coming to life here on Overpass. We'll take a quick break. Do not go anywhere.
Another split half. Na'Vi last time on train against Virtus.pro were able to prevail, coming back from 8-7, starting things off on their CT side. They've got the same to do against SK, and SK have to be feeling pressure if they go down 0-2 this early in a group stage round robin at that.
Absolutely. Well, SK switch over to the T side this time. They have got one Molotov, one smoke, and they're focusing towards middle for now. Guardians waiting for them. Had a great performance on train with the P2000. Not meant to be this time. Fur takes him down 5-4. Just like that, a great advantage for SK to pick up here on the T side, considering they have that 8-7 lead as well. A pistol here would mean so much to them going forward. And we'll see the reaction coming in from the CTs now. Losing a man. Flamey's trying to push off towards short, see whether he can get a little bit of intel here. There are two players waiting for him in connector as well, so he needs to be very careful indeed. It will finish up towards B. Simple and Edward committed towards long as well, so this is actually going to be a very promising situation. I would speculate right now that Molotov used towards barrels. That's why Flamey's going a little bit more aggressive at this point, trying to get some intel. I think he spotted a foot. But maybe the adjustment comes in from SK. Do they commit to this?
Flamey looks for an angle, an opportunity from range with a USP to hit a headshot on Phelps. But as he distracts, they go in from Monster. Flamey has to be aware of it. Looks that direction. Fur, perfectly placed bullet from the Glock. It allows Taco up under the window as well, as Cold's going to take down Simple. Fallen gets Edward, so Seized remains to retake the site. Has the kit, but no armor. And the bomb ticking. He's not really got much of a shot in this. And SK could swing momentum early and potentially go up 3 rounds off this, make it 11-7. And then it's about inching out the economy and keeping themselves in it at that point in time.
Yes, he's got the defuse kit here. Flashbang as well, I've got a couple of kills. Maybe that's something to take into the next round in terms of the extra money, $300 per kill, that USP. The defuse kit though, going for the little ninja here. I think he has been spotted. Oh, he hasn't. Has he?
Okay. No, but time's gone.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, but like,
if he had a gun on that, I think Taco was still close enough. Yeah, so Taco stayed around to make sure.
Worth a go, I guess. A little flutter there. With
I do love seeing those
defuse
attempts.
Yeah, that was actually quite a cool idea. It's pretty much the only way you could win the round, but not meant to be. It's Guardian who goes down first, and SK Gaming prevailing towards that B site. Not really much Flamey could do at that point. Some lovely shots coming in from the Glocks. And it's going to be 9-7. The 4 spot in the second round, of course, Guardian a little bit more modest. It'll just been a USP and an HE grenade. Taco Molotoving towards short. And in terms of the aggression from the CTs, we do have 2 players going in towards connector. That's Simple. And with that P250 baited in by his teammate as well, that'll be Edward. They'll be trying to work together and synergize and see whether they can actually get a couple of kills here with the close range weaponry. We did see SK do some very good work with these lesser pistols.
Phelps, bounce Molotov, it won't reach the corner, or will it? Simple. 38 HP, has room to wiggle, and he hits a headshot on a Phelps. That's going to push him all the way back. He's on 8 HP, I was about to say 6. 8 HP, and down he goes. UMP grabbed, great start. Na'Vi in this second round. Cold, wants to make amends for it, jumps down inside of the smoke, sees Flamey, gets the kill. Time for the reload as well, but Edward's here. He has this UMP picked up. Oh, not only has he got down Cold, Fur walks in, and Edward's able to relocate and take him down as well. Spray transfer to UMP. Things looking great for Na'Vi. Taco tagged as well onto 16, but it is the UMP down, so they're back to just the pistols to work with.
It's going to be huge for Na'Vi to pick this one up. 3 versus 2 now. Taco, 16 HP as well. Fallen, he's got to carry this round. He's got the AK-47 and the HP to work with. 35 seconds remaining. They need to recover the bomb though. Seized doesn't seem aware that it's going to be down towards that bathroom position. He'll be holding towards connector. His 2 teammates towards B as well. So the A site for now is open. But Fallen, he's not going to be aware of that. He has to go slow and steady here and check every single position. But time is ticking away.
He'll have the A site to plant. But Taco is so low that if he wants to anchor from bathroom, Seized could easily catch him. Done. Down. He's got the UMP now as well. Fallen. He misses by clipping the edge of the box. The smoke. He's going to be open. He's going to be seen. And Seized spots him easily. So SK, all due to Simple down below, and then more importantly, Edward picking up the UMP.
Yeah.
Able to get the round.
This was kind of nuts. Get the UMP, sprays 2 of them down. Just as they're trying to find him as well, that smoke works to perfection for him, does it not? Wow. It all came down to Simple as well. That slightly misframed Molotov that doesn't reach into the corner allows him to survive, and that's what we're talking about. He survives, gets a headshot off as well. His teammate comes and backs him up. They find that first kill. They get a UMP, and it all unfolds, and Na'Vi steal the round away with a 4 spy in the second there. It's It's going to be 9-8 now. Forced by return, of course. Tech9's, PT50s, smokes, and it looks like a B execution is going to be very likely indeed. All 5 players towards the side of the map. They'll be molotoving towards the barrel, smoking heaven, smoking the bomb site, trying to get that bomb down, and then they have a chance of winning the round. But CZ's playing in front of the smokes, and Guardian, he opens things up with the HE kill.
Lovely little gap in that smoke as well, allows a line of sight for Seized. Flamey resumes duties, swap to the pistol, straight forward, and Na'Vi, we mentioned SK getting potentially to 11 and just smoothing things out from there. Well, it's Na'Vi that has full control, my friend.
Full control. Well, 9-9 comes in. Has to be the full eco for SK Gaming at this point. Not really much they can bring to the table, apart from a couple of upgraded pistols here, PT50s, a Deagle for fur, 1 smoke as well. Maybe there's the smoke onto the B-bomb site. Hope for the best. Human shield, try and get that bomb down. That's pretty much all I can really see working. And this might just be a straight-up rush here as they do make their way in. Flamey's waiting for them. It's only him there, to be fair. If he goes down, the plan is very possible.
For a good trade. Catches Flamey, but Simple. Cold. Whoa, runs in, finds Guardian. Simple's able to snap back around and get the shot. It leaves Edward in position to try and catch them if they transfer the bomb over, but they're already gone by.
Get to A, boys.
Toward jungle. Yeah, you're right. Get to A. The only one you've got to cross over is Seized. And I don't think they realize they're this far. I'm not 100% certain I agree with that shot, because now they've given away their secrets as to where they play from. Glock trying to get a headshot up close. Does try and bait in Fallen, but Seized's position trumps him, and it's now 10 rounds for Na'Vi.
I'd have loved to have seen them go for that CT entrance all the way around, at least try and get a trade towards that H site, get the plant guaranteed at that point, but back towards B, they spotted a player, boosted up from the sandbags. They thought they could maybe capitalize on that frag, but not meant to be, and Na'Vi do manage to take 3 rounds in a row here. Another gun round for SK Gaming, though. It will be 5 AKs, and they have got the smokes to work with, no AWP for Fallen, but to be fair, that hasn't been exactly lights out as of recent, but round number 20. Pretty standard stuff so far. Simple going quite aggressive towards middle. Looks like he wants a piece of the action here. Flashes are good as well. Gets 1 kill. Looking for the double. Nails it. Cold Zero drops the bomb as well.
What? Edward hit. I thought Simple hit the third. Edward hits that. Either way, authoritative from Na'Vi, who started. As Taco burns after getting the kill on Edward, who started this game with so much pace.
Yeah.
They are looking very confident. And SK, we've got to harp on about it. 0-2 in this group? It'll be a disaster for them. 11-9 Na'Vi.
We saw this from Na'Vi on train as well against VP. VP couldn't shut it down. This relentless aggression towards the CT choke points there. Flashbangs were actually perfect as well. C's actually setting up Simple in a perfect manner there. 2 frags coming in, and like you said, it looked like C's got the third. Simple got the third, but it's actually Edward who's pushing from long at the same time as well. Just pincering every single position. Looking very, very strong indeed. We go into round number 21. This is a pause for Na'Vi, in fact, after picking up that round. They want to just work out what's the next step in this plan. They know it's going to be an eco from SK Gaming. Don't give anything away. Edwards purchased the UMP. C's yet to buy into this round. They could go for a double up setup if they want to. Guardian is the only player with that weapon so far. In terms of the SK buy, it will be a partial one. Tech9's Desert Eagles and Starax giving a bit of a motivational speech here. They know this would be a massive win for them and so detrimental to the nemesis here, SK Gaming. 0-2. If you are just joining us, they lost to Cloud9 on Nukeable maps, the default veto for Cloud9 for so long. They've had as their trump card coming into this one. Kind of no one expected it to come in. And actually taking down SK 69. That's insane.
It's been their permaban for something like 2 years since the last time they played it on LAN. And of course, 2 years ago, that would have been the older version of Nuke. It's the first time they played this new one, and they're 1-0. Congrats, Cloud9. Deagle looking for an opportunity to spot anyone toward the park. No one's going to push that far. No one so careless on the Na'Vi side. Simple thought of it. Check the bathrooms. Now wraps all the way through the site. Back out toward the long position. Heads toward the flowers. They're so pretty. But lean a little closer, Henry, because roses really smell like poo. Andre told me that. He's my homeboy. Taco pushing up. Tech9 in hand. Missed shot from Guardian. So repeat misses again. They're getting closer and closer. Simple, third miss, has to walk down from long. 4 misses from Guardian? And Simple's just going to wait it out, try and capitalize. He's missing as well. What's going on? What's in the water? Because Cold has Simple dead to rights. It's a 2 versus 3, but very low HP. But the man with low HP is Cold. He's still in the equation. It's Taco and he versus Edward, who has more HP than the other 2 combined, and that might be enough because he's taken Taco Cold. Is just going to play the waiting game at long. Bomb is down in the site, and therefore Cold has to come in. But he has an AK, can't hit the headshot. Guardian just barely holds it together.
Does he? Guardian missed so many shots there.
Did I say Guardian? I meant
Yes.
Edward. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I guess you can say Guardian probably having like a sigh of relief after missing so many key shots there. His teammates managing to just about scrape that round together. Certainly wasn't an easy affair. And he goes back to the AWP here, but that was rough. He's on 6 for 15 right now. He's having a pretty difficult game here, to be fair. Let's talk about Edward, man. He's on 25 kills and 13 deaths, leading the charge on the server, looking incredibly sharp. Another clutch going in his favor as we're into round number 22. That was the partial buy from SK Gaming, and it's going to be Fallen now to find some form as he takes down Guardian. Both the big name AWPers here having a very quiet game so far, but this time Fallen does strike first, and they might commit towards it. The smoke comes in towards Monster Tunnel. This is a 5-loss streak for SK so far, looking to post around since winning the pistol. It's been very, very quiet from them. Now they have the advantage to work with as hit the 1 minute 15 mark. Looking at the reactions to the CTs, they actually place most of their men towards the B side, pushing off towards short as well. It's just simple, alone on the A side is towards long. And he's going to have challenge from Cold Zero momentarily.
Cold getting simple down, starts to tilt the scales to a very, very favorable situation. 2 men up, but Edward does stand to take down Fallen. Edward on the up, more sufficient than Guardian, perhaps. Flash over. They want to get aggressive to pull back this deficit. Flash gets him only so far, though, because the smoke is in front of Edward to cover off bathroom doorway and allow them to slip inside of the stairway. He thinks they're up close, lobs a nade. Won't do much.
Well, the advantage still lies with SK Gaming, the 4-on-3. They will end up towards the B side. Flamey, very, very good in this position, though, but problem is he's only got an HE and 1 flash to work with here. It comes down to raw skill as to whether he can lock them down.
Flamey backs off, looks for a shot through the tin. Won't find it. Nade goes in for manages at least one. Phelps, great shot on Edward. Flamey walks up, Taco's there. So finally SK gets something rolling and they keep 4 alive as well, which is crucial.
Absolutely. Keeping 4 players alive there keeps their money in a better position going forward. I think Na'Vi should have more than enough money, to be fair. Simple with almost $10,000. So a couple of players that were low, he can drop weaponry for them. The AWP will be in the hands of Guardian once again, but that's the first round of 5 that SK posted on the board. 12-10 in favor of Na'Vi. No AWP actually recovered for SK Gaming, interesting enough. To be falling back down to the AK-47. Not looking as confident as we're used to seeing from him. Guardian actually aggressive towards middle this time. The smoke is down there, that denies vision. He'll have to retreat and recalculate his options here. Nothing really given away so far. No one really that aggressive at the CD side. They'll fall back to more of a passive hold. And you can see SK actually holding up and waiting for this at the start of the round.
Simple and Guardian. Already out toward the front of the bathrooms, and Guardian gives up on the boost. It looked like they were going to go for the window boost to get a position on the op alone. Leaves Simple to fight for himself, and just barely Guardian is inside of the wall enough that the bullets won't do maximum damage, so therefore stays alive on 63, but it's another great start to the round from SK. 12-10. They could make this 12-11. Edward pushing up to try and get something back to claw away at SK and hopefully catch them off. It doesn't work, so now they go down to another 5-on-3 situation and seized a UMP with an op on Guardian that has to start hitting shots. Smoked off at long, you won't have any vision of the approach, but there is none. It's actually just a fake. They're going back over to B instead, and it's worked. Look at the rotations on the minimap.
Yeah, you have to take a bit of a gamble. When you're in a 5 versus 3, you've got lesser weaponry as well. You kind of have to hope if it doesn't go in your favor, you're just going to save the weapons at this point. The bomb will go down towards B, and Na'Vi almost certainly won't go for it. They have to lead right now. Money's getting into a difficult position, and you can see them kind of realizing at this point it's over. They'll be going towards long and turtling up, trying to save the AWP in the hands of Guardian. So a simple procedure. 5 players will be surviving for SK Gaming here. Do they decide to hunt? I would say no, considering that they know there's an AWP up and 2 rifles defending him. They'll probably lose 2 or 3 players in the process before they even get 1. Crossfires will be established at this point. So Seed holding towards bathrooms, Guardian got long, and Flamey watching the T-side entrance as well. But SK are going for a little look around. We're checking out towards playground and party, but whether they'll commit to towards long is yet to be seen.
Flamey at the bicycle. Perhaps his bicycle as a child. I had a basket like that. Just kidding, I didn't. But inside of the basket, he'll collect the dog tags of those he takes down at war. 2 of them, in fact. Falling goes. Keep the guns alive. But it's SK that gets the round importantly, and
5 players drop.
And 5 players drop. After keeping... Now, this is why it's important that they get 4 alive in the last, because now they can still be able to afford a decent buy here. And it's break point either way, though, because of it. If they kept everyone up, they had a round in hand.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive for Na'Vi. 3 players surviving for them. Yes, it is a round, but they've still got the lead. They've dented the economy so much. If they pick up this round with this, yeah, to be fair, difficult, but I've got a Famous and a UMP. It's still definitely possible. That can mean a double eco going forward for SK Gaming. Fast B play coming in. Let's see who can get the first frag here. It's going to be Taka to lead the charge. Flamey waiting on the other side.
Flash is perfectly timed, but Fur is forward of them. He's got to be the one to get the vision and get the shots. He's found one. Careful of the flames, though. 37. Bomb still held at Monster. They don't want to commit too soon, especially if Fur goes down, but now Fallen goes for the plant inside of the smoke. Seized. Tries to go above the smoke. Great shot from Cold. Because if he gets over top, catches Fallen on retreat, they get a great step foot forward, but Cold was ready for it, pre-aiming rather, that position, and Taco takes down Simple. It's 12-12, SK. They pull it back when it looked like they were lost for a moment on this half.
Yeah, well, they take a bit of a gamble there with a very, very fast B play, but they know Guardian's still alive. It's going to be very likely he's either towards long, that's his standard position on the flower bed, or aggressive towards middle. Let's stay away from him. We've damaged the economy of this team. They probably won't have the incendiary towards the B site. Get in there, nail the shots, and that's a big round for them to pick up. After losing all 5 players in the previous round as well, SK managed to break the economy of Na'Vi and presumably steal the lead away at this point. It's 12-12, just pistols available for Na'Vi, and they'll be stacking towards B once again. I think there's all 5 players towards that side of the map. Very common strategy. If they try and rush again, they're going to run into the Lion's Den at that point, but not meant to be. It's going to be a default hold from SK as they go towards Connector. For checking out middle, and Cold Zero just patrolling towards long. Using an AK-47, of course, the range will be working in his favor. The stack has been removed from B, and they focus towards A, but Fur opens things up.
Flamey and Guardian find kills for Na'Vi. Fur on 13. These pistols, every round, oh, Fur's done. Or is he? He's looking the correct direction. He will go down eventually to Flamey, but he does find one. Pistols get weakened, but Flamey's got an AK, and that's Cold gone. How are the pistols? This will be the 3rd time in this game.
It's nuts,
4th
right?
if you include the eco. Yeah, this is nuts.
Oh my god, it's the B stack as well. The rotation back in. Flamey steps up and finds 3 kills. Guardian helps him out as well. Now up to Taco. Certainly still possible. Flamey and Guardian low HP, but so much to do here. Good news is he's got the bomb on his back, but Simple patrolling towards short. He has to land this first kill to stand a chance here. It's Simple with the high HP as well. Doesn't commit towards B. He's trying to find a player towards Connector.
Crossfire set with AKs. Neither of them have armor. Simple spotted him. That pulls his attention back, but now they know he's there. And they set, they ready, and they take him down 13-12. That was SK's chance to take the lead.
Take the pause, boys. This is a pivotal part of the game. 2 players on sub 4,000. 1 sub 3,000, I should say. Fur and Phelps, they do take a pause here. This is the chance to take it. Do you force buy into this round? You've only got first stage loss bonus. Then you're pretty much done for if you don't win this one. Or do you allow Na'Vi to get to 14-12? I think that's the more sensible situation here. You'll be able to get a nice, decent buy if you take an eco here. Even a partial buy would be okay. Cold Zero on almost 6,000, so they could buy into it. It'd be like a mixture of Galils, Tech 9s, AKs, maybe an AWP and Tech 9s with 2 AKs. That's why it's a good idea to take the pause here, and it looks like they may be going for it. Fallen's purchased the Galil, 2 Tech 9s, and I'm presuming an AWP's going to be on the floor as well. Cold Zero, the AK. This is the all-in play. Lose this round, map. They only get 900 to the next, and it'll be 14-12.
Who was that man?
I didn't see who was it.
I don't know, some random walked in front of the camera. Pistols again.
That was kind of nuts. Oh my god, Guardian. So they don't get the AWP out, so they'll be dropping over some rifles to Fallen and Cold Zero. 3 Tech 9s. This is certainly the all-in play, for reasons I just stated. And Guardian this time he's going towards B. That's where SK had a lot of success, so it makes sense that he actually makes his way towards that side of the map, towards short Cold Zero, looking for that jump boost.
Thing is as well, you say Guardian, that was nuts. Deagle shot, he missed 4 op shots in 1 round from that range. He's only got 8 kills in this game.
Yeah, he's very quiet.
Much better against VP on Train. Speaking of Train, it'll be a choo-choo onto the B site. A Train that doesn't want to stop as Phelps gets a shot with the Tech 9. Takes down Guardian. He's got the 2 in the round that's given them the bomb plant. And they picked up guns to go along with it. WP for Phelps now, trying his Taco to take down Simple, who turns back, finds Cold. As he was looking for the post plant, Phelps goes back to the Tech 9. He's basically touching arms with Seized inside of the smoke, but neither know it. And Seized has his back turned. They're on the defuse already. They don't know if Phelps is still inside of the site. He's going to deny it, or is he? Yes, just barely. But now he's left in the open. They push through. What is this round from Phelps? He's got 4. It leaves Simple versus Fallen. Fallen has an a rifle, but Fallen doesn't know he's on it. Simple's got
Got
it.
him.
Fallen didn't even hear him. Fallen didn't even know he touched it, and it goes 14 for Na'Vi.
Crazy round there. Absolutely insane. It was the force buy from SK Gaming. It looked like it was going to work in their favor as well. They get the initial trade, the bomb going down, and then Phelps doing that fantastic work with the Tech-9 as well. Simple has the balls to go for that full defuse there. Fallen, he's only got the Galil, hoping it was the fake tap. Maybe didn't hear it, but overall, it will be Na'Vi to just about pick up 2 rounds in a row there. The bomb goes down. 14-12, second stage loss bonus. The bomb certainly helps them out going forward. They can buy into this round, but it's going to be a tactical pause from Na'Vi this time. In terms of their money, they've got 8K on Simple, 7 for Flamey. So they're just going to be discussing what's the approach to try and seal the deal here. How do we get to match point? Very, very cool round, that one. Those are always most exciting. We saw lots of tight clutch situations yesterday in that kind of epic tiebreaker scene yesterday. It's been a very good group stage, I have to say. In terms of the games it's delivered so far, this has been really cool.
Smokes go down, and this is where Simple hits Taco.
That spray, I thought he'd done himself in then, but manages to recover. That shot, very, very impressive towards coldzera. Well, then the final buy comes in. 3 Galils, 2 AKs. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Guardian aggressive once again towards middle. Will be falling back slightly, and SK do get control of the connector for now. Quite a passive hold from the CTs. It's probably a good idea. They know the AWP's very unlikely. Utility won't be abundant for SK, so allow them to commit first and hold the crossfires.
Boost. Taco. Galil. Look toward the window to try to find the opening. Smoke still down, so doesn't have to consider the barrels just yet. Just glances over to make sure that's absolute fact. Phelps plays stretched, but noting the other day and checking out their boot camp, no one on this team plays 4x3 with black bars. He's standing true inside of the site. They'll find a third. Simple's got Taco. It's going to go for Na'Vi to go 2-0 in the group, perhaps. An 0-2 for SK.
Against VP and SK Gaming as well.
Cloud9 and SK. Oh, sorry, against for Na'Vi. Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. That's massive. Great performance by them.
Yeah, this is a complete turnaround of what we've seen recently. Looking incredibly sharp right now, and presumably the last round here. It'll be third stage loss bonus for SK. 15-12 match point. It's his best of one round, one before that. And it's going to be 5 Tech-9s, smokes, Molotovs, and a couple of players going fast towards B side of the map with the bomb as well. Make it 3 of them. 2 towards connector, so some sort of B split presumably coming in. Guardian, where's he gone this round? He'll actually be all the way back in towards the APC, boosted up by a teammate right now. An interesting position. Difficult rotation for him. The Molotovs, they have to commit now. SK, final play for them. Can they get the bomb down?
Molotov lands in front of Seized, but he's still got vision above it. Finds first. Smoke from Flamey, but bomb plant coming in. Taco as well. Great shot on the Tech-9. He's able to take Seized and boost toward the balcony. Do they get there in time? Already, Guardian's in place. They don't need to go on top. They just make it up. Taco just hold station. Guardian looks down below, but he'll never consider. Guardian hits forward, and there's the time to strike. Needs to hit the shot. Guardian! Step up as you might. It's on the cold, and the game is done. Na'Vi will go 16-12, and SK falls 0-2.
Well, we said Guardian was quiet throughout that map, but what an explosive way to finish it. Boosted up, it looked like SK Gaming had done just enough there to steal that last run away, but it wasn't meant to be. The Tech-9s do not prevail towards the B side, and Guardian, I want to see that from his POV. That looked nuts. Na'Vi go 2-0, big result here, taking down VP, one of the favorites of the tournament, and then SK as well. What a turnaround for this team.
Yeah, that's ridiculous compared to what we've seen out of them. We said they needed results. They get 2 very big ones. The 2 best teams in the group, they just took them both down, and SK's got a world of trouble. They've got to win out to make it through the playoffs at this point. And we'll see if they can. What a game, back and forth. These 2 teams on this map, I love it. Give me more of this any day of the week. We'll be back after the break.
We've already lost one of 2016 Katowice's grand finalists. Now the other is under threat. SK 0-2 down, and the day has only just begun here in Group B. The Brazilians, no doubt, quaking in their boots, unable to replicate what Immortals were capable of yesterday. And now we are going to be breaking it down with my favorite Finn and Serb. We have, of course, Janko and Natu. Let's talk about it, gents.
Lurpus was your favorite Finn.
No, I'm just not a massive fan of the stats he's dropping. You know, I think he could get better at his statistic work. Anyway, let's get
swiftly on.
Yeah, moving swiftly on.
This time your favorite Serb.
You absolutely are. Yes.
So moving, you know.
No, yeah, a lot of contention there.
It's a tough, yeah, hang on a second. You might be onto something there. Moving swiftly away from favourites and into favourites. SK are falling. This is kind of weird for us. 0-2 now. We perhaps could have justified this one. Not the Cloud9 one as well, but 0-2, Janko. There's no way we expected this at the start of the day.
Absolutely not, especially after hearing from all the players, oh, SK has been wrecking everyone in scrims. Yet again, shows that practice and official games really don't correlate all that much. So, yeah, didn't expect this, but it was just very, very good play from Na'Vi. When you look at it, okay, this game was pretty messy. A lot of rounds being lost to pistols. You know, you win the pistol round, you lose the force by round, back and forth all the time. But that's what you can expect from these two teams, from teams that have really, really high-skilled individual players.
Jonna, a very, very level first half. In fact, you know, Matt comes in and says, as expected, it's going to be level. And then we go into the second half, and it's just a complete reversal. We get to see 9 rounds to 4 on the defensive side.
I mean, first of all, it needs to be highlighted that, I mean, Na'Vi winning a game with Guardian, only getting 11 frags. That's the world we're living in right now. Honestly, like if you think back in time, he was the driving force. He had to do everything. Now he can sit back and relax, and still the team can win. Just a testament to the firepower of this team. But I mean, yeah, altogether, if you think about Na'Vi, again, I mean, I've been already convinced that they can play CT before. I think we saw that at the major. I mean, Masters was a bit, you know, flimsy for them in general speaking, but especially in the major, we knew CT is good. T-side is where the problems usually are. And this time again, they showed they have different things they can do. They were good at understanding how to play against a very aggressive SK, when to slow things down, once again, when to pick up the pace. So overall, just a, I mean, very surprising Na'Vi, to me at least.
I think while we're on the topic of like individual performance, you mentioned Guardian. There was a formidable performance from Mr. Fur. Now, is this something that we're replaying, or is this a telestration?
It is something that we can show on the telestrator, right? Because it shows the aggression of SK early on and the confidence of Fur. He's really improved a lot, has had a great 2017 so far. So we can start the clip initially. You can see how SK will go for that aggressive move towards mid. You can pause it here just for a second. You can see how the two players are aggressive towards mid. They're going for that boost, which a lot of teams expect at this point as well, while the rest of the team is focused towards the B bomb site. So this is how you want to play Overpass in general. You want to be aggressive early on so that the Ts have to spend their utility to get map control and so forth. So now you can play it out and see how it looks for first POV. Basically, after the boost doesn't really work out for them, they don't find a kill early on, but after that, Fur just goes on a tear. And it's not just the fact that he's getting a lot of kills, it's a matter of fact how he's getting it. Look at that composure with like the sprays, the bursts, basically. Just not for a single moment does he lose his calm, and then he's just gonna, of course, push through a smoke and get 2 more kills.
In that moment, he was in a perfect angle as well. It was really awkward for the second guy coming into the balloons to be able to help his teammate that went down as well.
It was also a very important moment in the game early on because SK won pistol, but then they lost control of the economy. So if they lose this round, Na'Vi is pretty much running away with the half.
Yeah, and indeed did close it out in the end. It's spectacular to see the growth of which we've seen from, well, not only Edward, but Na'Vi as a whole. We were worried about what was happening to them. They did seem to be hinting that a lot of, well, they kind of suggested disparaging things about their morale, and that was only in Vegas. Perhaps there has been a genuine sit-down and everyone's got themselves on the same page now too.
Yeah, listen, I mean, this is the time they need to, this is do or die for them, basically. I mean, it's been long enough for them to be able to figure out their ways, and they've noticed, as they've publicly spoken as well, that it's not been working out great, and now it's time to either make it happen or they need to make changes. It is
put up or
as
shut
cutthroat as it gets.
Yeah. Okay, you're not a fan of that.
I had the same thing on my mind. I was like,
Why would I say that?
Yeah.
Well, Alex has done that. Good job. And I'm referring to myself in the third person. What have I become?
A machine.
I'm a machine. Touche. Just a quick update on what's happening next. We are waiting. We're going to be bringing North onto the mainstream. However, they're still currently locking horns in their previous game. I don't have it up on my screen, but you can check it out on the B stream while we are in that period.
14, apparently.
14-14. Thank you.
On Nuke.
There you go. So another close Nuke game. So you get that one to enjoy over on the B stream while we prepare ourselves for North up next. It does give us an ample time, though, if we do want to just dive a little further into SK's discrepancies here before we head to a break. Just quickly, I want to kind of identify this. The Cloud9 pick, just let's look at this. It goes to Nuke. Cloud9 have not played it in millennia. How does this happen?
Another interesting fact for you, Alex. Apparently, when it comes to Nuke, Automatic is actually the in-game leader because one day he simply decided, I'm going to watch a bunch of Nuke demos once I get back home, and now I guess he's a mastermind.
He's the god of Nuke.
He's the god of Nuke. He's the mastermind of Nuke. But figured it all out. He's leading the team. They're beating SK. They never played the map before.
Yeah.
So I guess it's as simple as
Did
that.
SK fall into a veto trap here, though, Natty?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, they had the opportunity of playing Cobblestone instead of Nuke in the end there, and then they thought Cloud9 would not be ready for Nuke and went for it.
It's also a bit easy for us to say that in hindsight. Like, of course, Cloud9 would have
yeah.
prepared the map if they left it in the pool, but maybe SK was also practiced Nuke a lot and were feeling confident they would play it even against a VP or a North, so why not play against the Cloud9?
And I'm just going to say, it's not even a gimmick that you have a player that's going to go and just dwell into a lot of demos, you know, really get his head strapped into a certain map, because I've done it myself in certain teams when we've had issues with a map. I've literally just locked myself into a room for a day and just watched like a bunch of demos trying to find like the perfect different plans that I can implement into a team. So, I mean, we didn't get to see the match, obviously, but judging from the scoreline, things seem to work out.
Certainly.
Also for the SK game, but the SK in general, right? Yes, they've been having good results, even with Fox and everything, but something that we've noticed ever since the addition of Fox, and now I think it has continued with Phelps, is that Fallen has fallen off. I fell into that one. But, I mean, and the reason for that is unknown to us still. Yeah. OK, probably had to, you know, move around a little bit to accommodate the likes of first Fox, then Phelps. But that might prove to be an issue for SK moving forward, because he is the main operator of the team, right? That's an incremental role. And from that position of in-game leader, he was able to create a lot of openings because he could go for a certain move, and then the rest of the team, he could instruct them exactly what he wants them to do based on his play.
So just to kind of update before you jump in, Natu, Fallen has fallen off. Phelps hasn't quite found his place within SK, and they perhaps didn't anticipate Cloud9's prowess on Nuke. That's like our summation of where these.
And even with all of that, grand finals of Vegas, top 4 at the major, and they're still not out of this tournament. No. If you know anything about SK, that's that they're not going to give up.
Yes, but when you are looking at a team that was, you know, back-to-back major champions, you're going to go through and find that, you know, you're going to, when you see a slight discrepancy, when you see a fall from that grace, that we're here to analyze that.
Yeah, remember, I mean, we always say how, you know, if there's too many chefs in the kitchen, it just doesn't work, does it? I mean, in this position, it feels like if you look at SK, Fallen needs to have that kind of role where he's going to have a massive impact, because he can be the X factor for SK to make these victories happen. So, I mean, it is always going to be that one player at least that needs to bite the bullet, be a little bit more supportive, and then who's it going to be on this lineup? That's kind of the question, isn't it?
That's the question. I mean, it's not that big of an issue while they are still having good results and winning, but if they start losing, that's when the question comes in. Does Fallen need to make someone else take a step back so he can have good games with the AWP? But Alex is just next to me, so excited that it went into overtime.
So
breathing heavily.
I am watching, of course, using this the live scoreboard provided by HLTV, and I've just seen that Valde and who was it?
Magic.
Valde and Magisk just were in a 1v1 15-14, and I'm just kind of keeping my eyes on it while you're talking, like, what's happening here? It's going overtime. Spoiler alert. Of course, that does mean that you can go check that out and get rid of my disgraceful purple jacket for a moment. That's something you could do.
Okay, jacket.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of the few that fit me and my really weird-shaped body. There you go. If you want to look at things that aren't my weird-shaped body, you can take a look at the theScore esports app. It's a great way to do exactly what I've just done and check out how games are going down when you're on the move, on the go, or even in the SPO deck. If for some reason you are hanging out here watching the playoffs tomorrow, you could even be getting live updates and seeing it all visualized in front of you. The beauty of that is it's available on Google Play and iOS, so go grab it for news, articles, stats, the whole shebang. All right, we're going to leave it there for now. But North are going into overtime versus their Danish adversaries, Heroic. So be sure to check out that domestic matchup, and when we do return, we'll be talking all about North and their next opponent. They've got to get over Heroic first. See you soon.